Hey, what's going on, folks? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody making out? It is just about 10:04 in the afternoon here in good old New Jersey. And I wanted to do an official thank you to JC Mountain Jar. I didn't really get to thank him like I wanted to. I wanted this to be a separate little video, and I wanted to do a video on this little Pack Pal that I bought myself. And I bought two other people in the community this kit, and I tested it. And the only thing I didn't do, I'll explain that in a minute. But JC Mountain Jar, as you all know, gifts these Faro rods, custom Faro rods, to a lot of people in the community. He puts different handles on each one you get. Will have a different handle on it. This one happens to be in deer. And he inserted a bullet, as you can see that right there, and that's so cool. He put a bullet in there. Also, he puts lanyard holes through them and ties off lanyards on it. It's just unbelievable. It's just great. And he does this for many people in the community. As a matter of fact, I just watched his latest video out, and he's building another one of these for someone else in the community. He don't stop. The man does not stop. He's always helping somebody in the community out. And he's just a heck of a guy, man, you know, and I know I talk about him a lot. You can say what you will, you know, but I just really appreciate him, you know. You don't meet too many people like that anymore in this world, that has a big heart like JC. And it's just the truth, man. Down to earth, one of the nicest people I'd ever met. And I mean, anyway, so JC, I thank you for this. I hope to get many years out of this, because you can see he puts the thick ones on here. He puts the fat daddies. I call these the fat daddies. And you will get many years out of this Faro rod, okay? Because basically you're only striking it a couple times to get your fire started. And they last quite a long time. So thank you, JC. Next, I want to talk about this here. Makes tinder from wood, and it's called the Pack Pal. And this is what you get. You get the little cheese grater thing, which is fantastic. It's got the lid on it. I'll show you what I shaved in there already. Cool little kit, man. I had to get one to test it for myself, okay? You get that. You get the Faro rod, which I tested, and it works awesome. This little Faro rod, which I got 1,000 of these laying around my house, and I put these in, you know how you build those kits out of the tins. You stick these in the tins. So I got these all in them tins. And believe me, this little Faro rod here will get it done, because I know it will. I tested it. But it makes it a lot easier. Okay, I want to talk about something. Don't use the back of your knife in the beginning. If you're new at this, don't use the back of your knife. I'm going to stress that, because they all don't come with 90-degree spines on them, okay? The more expensive ones do come with the 90-degree spines, but for the most part, those cheaper knives do not have 90-degree spines on them, and you have to put a 90-degree spine on the knife if you want a 90-degree spine on it. I've done it before. But in the beginning, use what's provided. Like this, it came, now you could use this one for all these size ferro rods, right? You just put it there and just strike away, and you're going to get an array of sparks with this little combo here. See it? See how sharp that is? See the 90-degree? See how they got that angle on that? You know, you're not going to get that on the top of your knife, your cheaper knives. You're just not. And some of the steels are softer too on the cheaper knives, and it's just not going to produce the spark you're going to be looking for unless you use a striker. You want to use a striker. Now, if I lost this here, okay, if you have an extra striker laying around, this one was off another ferro rod that I had. You can use this one as well, and it's going to do the same exact thing. You're going to get a blast of sparks. Use the striker. I can't stress enough. Unless you're really a professional and you're used to this, okay? Then you could use the knife, you know, like Dirty Old Patch. Dirty Old Patch uses the front of his knife. He just goes to town and strikes it, and he gets it going with the front of his knife. You know, it's all goes according to what works for you. But I will tell you, anybody new doing this, anybody that hasn't did it much, it's foolproof, or it's almost guaranteed that you're going to get a fire started if you do it this way. You use the striker with the ferro rod, okay? It doesn't matter what striker you use. The striker that was provided with this will work fine. I already tested it, and it was blasting sparks. This little ferro rod, yes, because it's all about the striker, right? Again, it's all about the striker. And I was just ripping sparks, and it worked fantastic, okay? So that comes with the kit. You ain't gonna have no problem with sparks. Again, I must stress, get that coating, all that black coating off that ferro rod first, because you're just gonna be striking, and it's gonna be like nothing. You want it 100%, I didn't get it 100% off mine, but you want to get 100% of that coating off of that ferro rod, so when you do go to strike it, you're going to get spark. So that's that. Comes with the kit. And here's the little, I call it the little cheese grater. Comes with that. It's very, very sharp, right? Of course. And you just, here's my piece of fat wood here. You can see where I started scraping with it, and it works awesome. And I don't know how this is going to work around the camera, but right? It works awesome, right? It couldn't work any better, right? Now, we're going to look and see what we have. And there you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, now what I'm showing you here, that is called fluff. Now, one spark, ladies and gentlemen, one spark hits this, it's going to ignite. You're going to get immediate ignition if a spark hits that. Okay? Look at the size of that, right? That's what you want. In the beginning, you want to build your fire with your knife. You want all your pieces. Do your stuff with your pile first, right? Before you even do any of this. Then when you got your pile, then you get your fluff, and sprinkle it all on the top of your pile, and all around it, right? Now you don't even have, if you don't want to even cut up a pile, you can just start your fire with a fluff fire. If you want, just empty this out in your little pile, which is here, and strike the spark on that, and there's your Fatwood Friday. There you go. But make a fire. Don't just use the fluff as your fire. You want to get your knife and get some shavings and make a nice proper, a nice fire. But this goes on the top. This will go on the top for easy ignition. You won't have no problem starting your fire. Okay? You'll be off and running. Okay? But I wanted to test this myself, and I think personally it's a good little kit for anybody. You don't have to be some kind of professional just because to buy this. You know what I mean? You know, if you're used to starting fires and all that stuff, and you know, that's all well and good, but this just aids it a little bit quicker. This helps it along. You know what I mean? And I recommend it. I recommend that little kit. I really do. I like it. And if I ever went backpacking or camping and all this, you're darn right I'd put this in my little kit. Sure. It's a good little kit. How can you beat this little kit? Right? And it's going to work. This is going to work. This is going to start a fire for you right here. But anyway, I wouldn't use this Faro rod, you know. You've got Faro rods, big Faro rods right here, right? You know, nice. This is going to shoot spark. You don't want to use this little one. Yes, it will work, you know. But if you have something like this, now why would you use this? You know? But it all goes according to what you're comfortable with. And what works for you. What's going to get it done for you? You know what I mean? Think of it as if you're on an island and you're stranded, and you need to get a fire started to keep warm in the evening. What are you going to do to get that fire started? You know, what are you going to do to make it work? You know? Anyway, I just wanted to show you that. You guys be good, be well, be safe. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to test this out. I'm going to strike a spark on this fluff and see how quick it lights up. It should light up immediately. I should get fire with one spark on this fluff in here. So you guys be good, be well, be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys.